Hello, my name is Jerry Parrish with the Manatee County YMCA. I'm the Youth at Risk Director, and this is our third year of the Safe Summer Coalition. We've got a panel of people that are really working hard to keep kids out of trouble. And we'll start with Frank Gargett with Manatee County YMCA football. Frank, tell us what's going on this summer for kids and football and all that good stuff.
All right, well, good afternoon. It's a pleasure being here and being part of the panel this afternoon. Right now, what we are doing is actively recruiting youth in the community to become part of the YMCA's tackle football program, which is now in its third year of existence. It's an AYF, American Youth Football Affiliated Football Conference. It's grade-based, age-protected. In other words, they're playing at grade level with kids, at the same grade and real close to the same age. We do have some different cutoffs on the grades, so we don't have kids that are older that are playing against some of the younger kids, but the program has been very successful. We're in our, as you said, our third year with the football program. The first year, all the games were played out of 75th Street, the Palmasolo Park. Now we've signed on as a partnership with Premier Sports Academy out on State Road 70. This will be our second year playing all of our games out there. That's the brand new, huge Schroeder Manatee complex that Mr. Tim Mulqueen is overseeing. We've partnered with them, had a very successful year last year. Looking forward to another one this year. Currently with the 4 branches of the Y, being the 59th Street, the Parish branch, the Lakewood Ranch branch, and then the branch over there in Pride Park at Harley Middle School. We're looking to recruit at least 24 teams at the various different age levels. So we're looking for anybody in the community that would like to come out and play. We'll be doing camps throughout the summer in those locations to try to build camaraderie and get things ready for the football season. The season actually starts August 1st. That's when practice starts. And then we will be looking to do our jamboree out at the sports complex on the 25th. And then the season will actually start on the 8th of September. The unique thing about the AYF affiliation is a conference that we are eligible for regional and national level play, which is going to be a big plus for the community, for the youth, and anything that we can do through the football program or any of the programs that the Y may offer to keep the kids off the streets will definitely be a significant impact in the community. We look forward to working with all of our community partners to try and do whatever we can. It's not just about football, but any programs that we can get our mentors or our volunteers involved with will be a significant impact to try to keep kids out of trouble for the summer.
And that's what the Safe Summer Coalition is about. It's about getting rid of the excuses of why kids are in the streets or in trouble. And all of us here have programs that are very, very important to keeping kids out of the streets. So that's why we started the Football League. How important is it, because you come from the DJJ background, how important is this football program? How important is everybody working together? How important is that for the kids?
I'll take it from a global perspective. It's not just about football. It's about anything that we can do to try to keep the kids involved in a positive pro-social activity. This isn't about drawing boundaries. This is about everybody coming together and working together and networking to make sure that everybody in the community is afforded the opportunity and everybody is involved to keep the youth busy. If we don't keep them actively engaged and busy throughout the summer with good positive role models, that's when kids have a tendency to stray. We have a lot of parents that are in the community that are not there during the day, so their children are at home by themselves, whether it be a single parent home or even 2-parent homes with the way things are going in the economy. We need to be able to have a network of activities for them to keep themselves busy. Because if they have free time or idle time, that's usually when they start getting in trouble. And through my experiences is working for the Department of Juvenile Justice, is that that's when the kids have a tendency to get in trouble. So even as the department's initiatives go forth, trying to figure out ways to engage the community and try to get the community and the community, taking responsibility for what's going on and providing those events and things for the kids to do, will definitely significantly reduce the number of kids getting in trouble within the community.
You better believe it. Drina, what do you got going over there at is it the Dream Center?
That's one of our locations. Again, I'm Drina Green from United Community Centers, facilitating programs at both the 13th Avenue Dream Center in East Bradenton and the Rabonia Community Center up in North Manatee. Our mission and our purpose is to provide positive, productive environments for youth and their families in a supporting setting, offering educational, cultural, social, and recreational activities as well. To caveat off what Mr. Gargett said, our job is to offer alternatives to risky behaviors by providing constructive use of time. We do a lot of that through our summer camp programs, our after school and before school programs, but because we're talking specifically about summer, we're running a 12-hour day program that covers all of the gamuts of summer programming, from arts and crafts to mentoring to peer empowerment programs, careers, entrepreneurships, future forecasting. We have a dedicated teen camp program that has dedicated space and projects designed to be interactive and engaging, as well as fun and relevant to the teen population that we're trying to reach on their level and at their space. We do have a sports program as well. Football and cheerleading, we're Pop Warner affiliated. We're age and weight based. We're currently enrolling for that program for kids ages 5 to 15. Our season starts August 1st as well. We do have some geographic boundaries, but not any that would stop anyone from the county from actually participating. So it's open to everybody. We have reading programs focusing on kids K to 3. We do know that kids that aren't reading by 3rd grade have a tendency to struggle from that point on, not just with reading, but with social skills, with math and everything else. So we have a target program that's designed for 1.5 hours a day. That's facilitated by a state certified teacher from the school district and two teacher aides to offer literacy, phonemic awareness, balanced literacy, independent writing, independent reading, guided writing things, so that those kids can increase their skills during the time when they're off from school, so that they don't lose much and they'll be prepared to go back to school with the same programs.
That's good.
Partnership with Tropicana and their Mosaic Diversity Group. We have a summer mentoring program that focuses on entrepreneurship, and the theme this year is performing with a purpose. We take about 20 kids and split them into 2 teams. Their ages are 13 to 17. They actually run their own business, from financing to accounting to human resources to production, logistics, and quality. And at the end of the 6 weeks period, they actually put out a product that they have designed, that they've discussed with the vendor, and that they've produced. There's a whole lot to keep kids busy over the summer at our places.
That's exciting too, because a lot of the times we hear about all the bad stuff, and that's why Sean Allison, the CEO of the YMCA, started the Safe Summer Coalition, because we always heard about the bad, but we wanted to come together and actually, even grown-ups, hey, you can volunteer at one of these places, the YMCA, the Dream Center, any of these places to keep kids out of trouble. And we always hear just the negative. These are a lot of positive things going on in our neighborhood. Manatee County is a great place to live, a safe place to live, a place that you can grow and grow your family and those kind of things, but they don't hear about these things. You hear all the negatives, but the Dream Center and Patrick Carnegie, he's doing a great job, and it's exciting to team together and work together. And we've worked together for a couple of years now, maybe 3, but it's if you don't know about the Dream Center, or you have volunteers and you want to be effective, they've got a great football program too, so it's fun being a part of that. Monty, what's going on, big guy?
Hey, Jerry, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for allowing me to be part of this conversation. I'm part of this panel that's talking. I'm telling you, I represent Cornerstone Church of Lakewood Ranch. I'm a youth director there. I've been there for about 8 years, and one of the things I definitely see is the need to keep kids busy. And I think from a church perspective, you know, obviously we're faith-based and very involved in the community in that way, but it's often neglected potentially to get involved with the stuff that things like your community organizations, your YMCAs, those kind of things are doing. And we're pleased this summer to be taking our students, some of our kids, and partnering with the YMCA, with Hartley Middle School, and with a neat organization called J316 to be able to offer a soccer camp and tournament for kids in 1st to 8th grade coming up at Hartley Middle School this summer in late July. So it's to me, I think it's just really neat to be a part of the church that's partnering, reaching out, and being some of these very volunteers you're talking about that are coming to help out in the community. beyond their own church walls.
Yeah, your church has done a great thing. It's adopted another church. You're in Lakewood Ranch, but you've adopted a church in Pride Park.
Sure.
The name of the church is Community Church of God.
Yep.
How's that partnership, and what have you experienced with that?
That's neat. It's a young partnership right now, but it's exciting. And part of it is, and not that we're a large church, but we're a church that's a little bigger. And so we're able to bring some of our resources in the sense of people, potentially finances, but just being able to empower the community to help themselves is part of it. And that's not that we want to roll in and take over anything, but it's about getting involved with the organizations that are already at work, like the YMCA, the Dream Center, and just being ones that help to partner with ministries, organizations, and places that are helping kids that are at risk in Manatee County.
Yeah, I've got quite a few sayings, but one of my sayings is you can't stop gangs or violence or poverty or anything by mentoring a child. You've got to surround that whole family and begin to take the situation that they're dealing with and change that situation. You've actually, in your church, is actually adopted a couple of blocks on 7th Street, and I forget what the turn-in street is, but you've like this Saturday, you'll be in the streets, mowing, painting, giving food, just serving the community. And y'all do that once a month.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about that and how,
Sure,
during the summer, how effective that's going to be.
Well, we hope it's really effective. Part of it is that we've been bringing out soccer goals to the community and playing some games with just a few kids that we know that live on the block that we've adopted as a church. And the point is that, again, you've got to get to know the community. It's a great place to be, and they need to know that too. And so we come in and we're partnering with the local church, Community Church of God, and we're helping just to interact and engage with these people that live there. And the idea is to let them know that they're loved, that they're taken care of, that there's other people that know who they are, and it's being a part of the community that hopefully helps some of these kids that are at risk, some of these families, like you said, that are at risk, and giving them hope and help. And that's the plan.
How's that affected you in your church? How has that affected you? How has that changed the way you do ministry or the way you see ministry as a whole?
Right. Well, I'd like to say that it's always been the way we do ministry, but it's been neat. It's been unique. And part of it is being in a new community. We're in Lakewood Ranch, so we're a little ways out from Pride Park where we're ministering to. And that's part of the boundary difference. And it really is just a geographical boundary that needs to be overcome. And so being able to come in and be a part of it, it's been neat to see our kids, or the youth that are involved in our church, just recognize they're kids like them that are in this community that need the help and hope and fun that we can offer, provide, just a little free food, just telling people we care for them, want to help them other yards, help the community out. That's the idea.
So we've got about 8 blocks adopted, or somewhere around there, by probably about 8 different churches now in Palmetto and in Pride Park. And so these different organizations work together, these different churches. Frank, football and sports and all those different things like that are huge during the summer because we just have camps, we do all kinds of different things. You've been a part of the DJJ, and the differences are a lot different, but you personally, how has it affected you? Because you've done a great job with the football program. I mean, it's been a tough road, but you've done a great job.
Well, it's not any one person. It's an organization and working with a bunch of different people, not just with the YMCA, but other organizations and other partners that have allowed us to grow and as we continue to grow now in the different partnerships that we've had. And the common focus or theme is to work with the children and to try to provide a nice, firm, fair, structured environment for the child where you have positive pro-social mentors that are going to work with these kids and give them an opportunity to see what it's like to be part of something that's in a positive manner rather than in a negative. There's a lot of these kids throughout my time in working with the department that I would see that would come into the center that just didn't, they were guiding themselves. There wasn't enough guidance at home. And again, you can't fault the families the whole time on that, but a lot of times it's just because they're not there because they're trying to put food on the table. But the program in and of itself, the coaches that we get, the volunteers, the mentors, go through background screening. They're people that want to be out there and want to make a difference. As somebody who has been involved in Little League in Manatee County since 1995, I've always been in youth sports, coaching, most of it in baseball. And when offered the opportunity to come and do the football program, I looked at it as a way to give back to the community, because I did see a lot of kids that would come in the center that in reality should have never been there, They made some minor mistakes, and had they been offered more guidance. And you kind of have to have the philosophy that if each one of our coaches or each one of our volunteers at least could make a difference in one child's life in a contact and become that mentor or that person with them, that would be a significant, you're not going to save everybody, but at least if every adult that's involved in the programs, the various programs, not, you got YMCA-based programs, 13th Ave, Boys and Girls Club, no matter what programs that are out there, we're all in this as a community effort. It has to be a community collaboration. It's not any one agency, it's not any one person, it's that collaboration. And once the youth see that the community is trying to help them, they try to help themselves. It's more than just a handout, it should be a hand up. And I think that's what we do in the 3 years that I've been involved with the Safe Summer Coalition. I mean, I remember we first talked about it when we were in the Attorney General's Gang Task Force meetings. What can we do to provide things for the youth in our community? And it wasn't what we as a whole could do in that community. And as I represent the YMCA from the football program, I'm also here as a representative for DJJ to say, hey, we need everybody, we need a community to work with us, and we need to work with the community to do what it is that we can to provide the best services for the youth in our community. And this is a large step. And we're at the forefront of some of these things. We can learn stuff from others, but at this point in time, we need to do what we can do. We need to work together. If the kids see us divided, that's how they conquer. That's when they get in trouble. They realize they can manipulate the system. Okay, but if they see a unified front by the adults within the community to do something to make a difference in their lives, from the faith-based partners, from the community partners, from the nonprofits, whoever's in the community, if we show that we're going to do it and we're going to do it together, it shows them that we can work together. And a lot of these kids are not used to working together with anybody. It's a different perspective for them. They need to understand you have to be a good citizen. You have to be somebody who's going to work with somebody. You can't do it on your own. So I'm just happy to be a part of the whole coalition over the last 3 years to represent, the agency as well as the football program.
Drina, we have a lot of kids that we deal with on the same basis too, and what Frank's talking about is real. This is Manatee County, this table, and this is all the trouble. It's just a little group of people that cause all the trouble. How important is it for these parents to understand there are things out there for the kids? If there's money involved, whatever excuses they're using, what would you say to them? Say, hey, get involved. Quit all the talking and get them involved. That's kind of the issue that we always deal with as parents, really.
I think it's vitally important for us to reach out to them. I concur again with Mr. Gargett in terms of the intent of the Safe Summer Coalition, the collaboration, the fact that all of us must work together. We must not have boundaries and territories, because again, although there is one small population or area, the 34208 zip codes and the things like that have the greatest amount of crime in them, it affects the entire community. It doesn't matter if I'm in East Bradenton providing services. I want to be able to impact Manatee County as a whole. And I think this panel, the folks that have committed to the coalition and providing the services, is kind of where we need to go. It's a whole lot easier to deal with prevention, invest in prevention, than to have to deal with the intervention piece of it on the back end. I think parents, again, Mr. Frank spoke to it in terms of, being the breadwinners, single parent households, sometimes they're out and about. They don't have as much time to spend with their kids as they would like. We spend a whole lot more time with them in our after school programs and our summer programs than most parents do, because by the time they get them home, homework's done. It's basically just time to shower and go to bed. There's no real interaction in terms of how my day went or how I'm feeling or what I'm dealing with. So it's vitally important for these community centers and after school programs and summer programs and football programs and whatever other, the soccer programs and the faith-based entities, to provide as many positive interactions with mentors and people that are committed to seeing kids through. A lot of the kids that we're targeting or that we talk about consistently have people that drop the ball on them. You start out with me, but they're used to you leaving them. They're used to you not following through. So we have to be committed to what we do and what we say in terms of letting them know that I'm here for you. You know, no matter what you need, no matter where you are, no matter what your issues are, I'm here for you, and you'll always be safe inside my doors. I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to reach out to you. As we do, and I'm sure most of you guys do, when we take our families in, there's like a resource and referral sheet. You know, if they have issues that are beyond what our immediate services are, we try our absolute best to tap them into those services, because again, you can't affect or impact that child unless you affect or impact the whole family. So if you have hunger issues over here, you got to deal with the hunger issues. If you have income issues, if you have illiteracy issues or GED needs, or, you know, immigration needs, even for that, if you have all of those issues surrounding it, those are some of the barriers that keep families from getting involved. Those are some of the things. I mean, if you have immigration issues and they're afraid that the INS is coming, they're not coming to your program. Right. They're not going to be on your advisory councils. They're not going to be on your parent councils. They're not going to do any of that. But if we can eliminate those barriers and realize that in order to impact this child and to make this child a productive citizen, I have to impact this whole family. I have to service the whole unit.
You better believe it. Mm-hmm. It's exciting to hear you talk like that, because we worked from the very beginning. We started about 6 years ago in Pride Park. We've seen a lot of different things, but we've had so many breakthroughs since then. And so all the barriers you're talking about, we both deal with them on a daily basis, and it doesn't matter what it is. How important, I mean, you think about churches and you think about what your church is doing. If you're talking to another pastor, if you're talking to 25, there's over 400 churches in this county. If you got 25 of them in the room, what would you say to them?
Wow. Get to know your neighbors. I mean, that's the biggest thing. That's what we're supposed to be doing, is going out. And yeah, we're supposed to be taking care of each other and being a church and being a family together. That's what church is about. But really, it's about taking that family and that church understanding out into your neighborhood and doing good for the community and learning to love on the people. That'd be my challenge. I think that's a challenge we all face being in the church, is how do we learn to go outside our own walls, our own comfort zones, our own boundaries, be it geographical or economical or whatever it is, and understand that everybody's people and people need it. People need love and time. And that's us. That's all of us. And that's one of the things too, with helping out with the kids that I get to work with at my church. Part of what I hope what I do see and what I hope I continue to see is they get it. They begin to understand that there's more to just them keeping out of trouble. It's about helping somebody else stay out of trouble, giving back to the community, and that's part of what we're trying to do. So that would be what I'd say to pastors and to churches is it's tough. Everybody's busy, but we really have no excuse to do something to help our neighborhood, and there's some wonderful programs and opportunities through the Y and other places that are available that are already reaching the community. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can get plugged in somewhere where work is already being done to reach at-risk kids.
I've got a bunch of other sayings. It's not rocket science. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, all these different things. We've got a couple of minutes left. Frank, just a last word on how important the Safe Summer Coalition is for the summer, and everybody just getting out of their four walls, whether it be churches, organizations, whatever it is.
Well, I definitely concur with a lot of the statements that were made here today. And I think the key is to understand is we are merely three people, along with you, that are sitting here, that are representing a far greater number than what you see here now.
You better believe.
With a lot of other agencies. This is a unified front to do what we can as a community to try to make sure to network and provide those services within the community. So the parents need to reach out, make contact with any one of the agencies that are here in the community. A lot of the stuff that we do is based on referrals. I know Regina touched on it. When you identify something that may be in the family, I know that, we've referred people for services to Manatee Glens and different things of that nature to deal with some anger management issues, whatever it may take. Once those are identified and you can see it, we can help refer them out. So there's a far greater number of people in this community, a lot more than people will know, that are behind the scenes doing the work. And will continue to do the work and are available within the network. It's just unfortunate you can't have all of them here at the table at one time. But it is a unified front. We're going to do what we need to do to try to protect the children in our community, so that they don't go down the system. Because there's a lot of evidence-based practice that once this person or youth it touches the system, and once they touch it, if you can get them back into the community and get the community involved with them, with the family, they'll stay out of the system. But unfortunately, once they get into the system, it's easier to stay in the system because, let's be realistic, a lot of kids they're breaking rules at home. That's how they get in trouble. If we put more rules on them, what would be the expectation? So it is a unified front. We want to keep the kids out of detention. We want to keep the kids out of trouble. We want to keep them busy. And I look forward to working with you guys.
Drina?
Same thing, ditto. If ditto is what I can use, that's what I would use. Just know that we're here for you. Not all of us do the exact same thing, but we all have the same premise. And if you touch any one of us and we're not able to provide services for you, we will get you tapped into the ones that can. That's the intent of the coalition.
That's good. Monty?
Well, I'm grateful that the coalition is here, both as a way for our church to get involved, but for anyone in the community, both to get help and to be able to find a way to give help, to give back, and to be involved in the community. I think it's a beautiful thing, and we're glad to be a part of it this summer and throughout.
It's exciting because the big picture is it's everybody working together. And we have so much going on in all of us. I mean, from football to soccer to basketball and other cheerleading, all the other programs. But also, if you just really want to help with the Adopt-A-Block, Bayside's a part of it, Cornerstone Church. There's so many other churches involved now, Palmetto First Baptist, North River Church, plus all the things that we're doing to help kids. And if you want to be a part of that, call the YMCA 761-9485 and just say, hey, I want to be a part. If you want to donate financially to any of these groups, they'll be shown on the screen here in a little bit. And also, if you want to volunteer, we need help. It takes a village to raise a child. And the great thing about the Manatee YMCA, Sean Allison, CEO, says either they all matter or none of them matter. And we believe that every single one of them matter. And it's not a race issue. We're all here to work together to accomplish one goal, and that's to make sure every kid in this county understands how important they are. And so thank you guys very much for allowing us to share our hearts. And if you want to be involved, just call that number again, 761-9485. Thank you, and come and join the Safe Summer Coalition.